All right. Shalom, shalom, brothers.
Shalom.
We the Hebrew Israelites coming in week in and week out to preach the downfall of this wicked kingdom that's spiritually Egypt and spiritually Babylon that we call America. And also tell our people, the so-called Negroes, Latinos, Native Seminole Indians, they are real people of the Bible. Hebrew Israelites, Yahshua, Yahweh Bashem Yahshua's chosen people. But first and foremost, we give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shah, Bashem, and Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, Lord, and truth from GMS. Blessings to the Akim out there preaching his word with wholehearted sincerity. Blessings to the 144,000 and 1/3 entirely the first fruits of the kingdom of heaven. That's the David Biak Davidah. And shalom to brothers out there speaking different tongues, looking different nations as well. Shalom to you, brothers.
Jeremiah 28:8.
All right. So we're going to kick this off. Start off with, at this point, we're about Israelites 101. Jeremiah 28 and 8. It says, the prophets that have been before me and before thee of old prophesied both against many countries, against great kingdoms, of war and of evil and of pestilence.
And I got the brother to bring that out because we're going to start this off with that. At the end of this day, I'm going to get into a bunch of new articles and stuff that that was released yesterday and as well as today about basically the state of America and where we're headed, man. Now, we all know through prophecy we're headed towards the end-all, be-all, but it's gradualism. So I'm going to bring out some articles to show you how the gradualism is coming along and how we're basically at a point of no return, man. All right. So first I'm going to start with article that just was released yesterday. It says Biden's Middle East policy puts Americans at risk. Now, mind you, Americans have been at risk since the start of this thing. But I'm going to get a little into the article, and then I'm going to tie it into what's going on over at the border. It says, the situation in the Middle East is growing more and more dangerous for Americans stationed there. 2 Navy SEALs are dead after being lost at sea in the coast of Somalia while searching a boat that was allegedly carrying weapons bound for the Yemen. And many U.S. troops have suffered concussions and other brain injuries in rocket attacks in Iraq and Syria. President Joe Biden and his advisors are reportedly convinced that it is only a matter of time before U.S. troops are killed directly. The Biden administration also suggests American deaths will give them no choice but to carry out direct attacks against Iran. The exact approach Biden himself has admitted isn't working against Yemen. So I'm going to leave it at that right there. Now, one thing is this. The end-all, be-all for America is going to in a direct war with Iran. And the reason why I say that is that Iran is a superpower. Iran is not a little small Joe Smo that you can just smack around, like Yemen. You see how they quick to drop bombs in Yemen because of the militias and stuff like that. They're quick to drop bombs on Iranian backed militias, but they're not necessarily attacking Iran directly. Iran is a superpower in the world, and the reason why it's becoming more and more, the reason why Americans are becoming more and more threatened is because what people are not understanding is the wars that are to come are going to be fought on American soil. There will be war breaking out on American soil before the end-all be-all, which is the ICBM nuclear missiles. See, America and Americans have been spoiled, right? They've been spoiled by the government in the sense of the American government uses their media to mask what's really going on. They do a really good job at disinformation and propaganda machines, right? And they're not really telling the population the truth, right? America always goes in imperialism, imposes their will on other small countries, whether it's sanctions or military bombing or assassinations or whatever, what's for, right? America, this is what America does. But the thing is, the Lord is waking up the mighty man, right? Beat thy plowshares into pruning hooks, man, right? These smaller nations are becoming more and more, because everyone smells, and I'm going to backtrack a little bit. Most nations smell the blood in the water, right? Most nations can tell that America is growing weaker and weaker, right? That their imperial footprint on the world is waning, right? Other nations are starting to get stronger. Russia is proving America to be nothing but all talk, because America told, and I'll use this example. I'll use the war in Ukraine. America had told Ukraine and the UN that they will back any of their allies 100%. America tried to do it at first. You try to send Ukraine. You try to use a proxy war with Ukraine to fight Russia because Russia is because Russia is growing in power in the world and on the world stage. So then you go and you send billions and billions of dollars and ammunitions and funds and everything over to Ukraine for all of it to be lost. Most of the weapons that have been sent there have been captured. Most of the money that was spent over there has been used up. And guess what? Ukraine is losing the war astronomically to the point where you don't even hear about the war in Ukraine on TV anymore.
I ain't heard of.
Why? Because it's already been a total loss. America has had a total loss. So on the world stage, this supposed head of the free world, right, lost already a war, and now you're already talking about going to war with Iran. The UN and America have bombed places in Yemen, right? And then you're backing Israel in their pursuit of total domination of the Gaza Strip, which is basically genocide. Everyone is seeing Esau in their wicked kingdom for what it is, man. That's why the scripture talks about uncover thy locks, show thy nakedness. Everyone is starting to see America for what it really is. America was a big bully that's getting old. It's like Mike Tyson. Now Mike Tyson's still dangerous. He's gonna catch you with one. He's gonna catch you, but he ain't Mike Tyson in his prime no more.
It's other fighters
that are starting to come up and contend with him.
We bring that started off with it. Joel 3 starting at 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles, prepare war, make up the mighty men, let all the men of war draw near, let them come up. Beat your plowshares into swords, and your pruning hooks into spears, let the weak say I am strong.
See, it says right there, that last part, let the weak say I'm strong. Most of these other nations that were once weak, that once used to have to abide in the shadow of Great Babylon, right, of America, now are no longer feeling the pressures of it because they see that the whole world is against you. You know, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, right? And now that Russia, according to prophecy, is being a defense to most of the nations. Now you got Russia in cahoots with North Korea. They cool. China, superpower, in cahoots with Russia. A lot of the Arab nations are in cahoots with Russia. The American dollar is on this way out. Most people are turning their backs on that. And no one's no longer scared of Mike Tyson, man. No one's scared of Mike Tyson no more, man. Now don't get it twisted. If you got too close, and Mike Tyson got a nice little, you know what I mean, just like America. If you get too close to America, they still got the weapons to knock you the fuck off. But they don't have the strategic numbers when it comes to military. They don't have the strategic allies in the world anymore. They don't even have the strategic economical advancements that they once had. So they're no longer that superpower that everybody once feared. All right. This is why. And what is the ultimate way of keeping safe? Fear. That's why kings say I'd rather be feared than loved. Because if I'm feared, you're going to respect me. But if I'm loved, you can always what?
Yeah, it's a weakness. It could be
a weakness.
manipulated. Yup.
And what's also, like the brother was getting into, another reason why, going with his Mike Tyson's analogy, it's another thing when a contender that hasn't fought him yet, watch Mike Tyson take a jab or a hook and stumble him, and then okay, it's a chink in his armor. Oh, okay, so he's sucking for the left hook. So then they will pretty much focus on that particular attribute in order to know how to defeat him and also build more confidence. And there it goes. Now they're not even willing to contend. And that big, mighty Mike Tyson is not as big as he thought it was.
I'm going to just read this article here, and I'm not going to get into the article. This is the article that dropped yesterday. It says, the U.S. attacks Iranian-backed militias in new round of airstrikes. So while the American population is clueless to the airstrikes, because when Biden had bombed in Yemen, it was against the Constitution because he was supposed to first talk to the Congress and to get approval. But he basically did it anyway. He said, yo, airstrikes over here. So now, mind you, that's happening. Then it says U.S. attacks Iranian-backed militias in new round of airstrikes. So now he's doubling down on his airstrikes. But now these are Iranian-backed militias, right? Right? So Yemen, Saudi, Iran, and what happens when Afghanistan and all these other Arab nations come together as one unit, right? So then I'm gonna scroll up to this article, and it says Israel calls Iran a legitimate target in the war. So now this is a war that's been manifesting, that's been bubbling over for quite some time, right? Everyone knows that Iran and Israel are like mortal enemies, right?
Yeah,
and everyone knows that America backs Israel, but we all know why America backs Israel, because Israel has America in the palm of their hands, the balls in the palm of their hands, right? So, and also everything over here, right? If you know anything about the Balfour Declaration, 1948, it was the small hats who commissioned America to get into the war. And the only way that America would get into the war if they were promised the Holy Land. So a lot of people don't know that actual history. The only reason why, so the small hats that were controlling everything in America, the small hats have been controlling everything since forever. The small hats that were controlling everything in America, that owned the businesses, media outlets, and everything like that, basically said, I will help you get America into the war, right, to defeat Germany, if you promise us, which is the Balfour Declaration, which was the British and the Americans, promised America something, promised the Israelis something that they should not have had to begin with, right? So it's the only reason why, to this day, the UN, or at that time it was called the League of Nations, right? The UN and as well as America are controlled, or have, or Israel has a big control over the say of a lot of things. That's why right now when Israel, the IDF, is going in and committing genocide. Now, mind you, the world is turning against Israel. So, and I think they just did a vote. They just did a military vote, or I forgot what exactly it's called, but they just did a vote on what Israel's doing. And most of the world is starting to say that what Israel's doing is wrong. Even Americans are starting to say, "Whoa, yo, bro, y'all kind of, all right, we know you a bully, but God, you got to kill them all. You couldn't just kill a couple of them, prove your point." They're trying to literally clean house. So the world is turning their back on America, and the world is turning its back on Israel and all its allies, which is what? All the so-called white nations, man. All the white nations are starting to be looked at in a very unsatisfying way. No one has faith in the so-called white man anymore. No one has faith in their military. No one has faith in their policies. No one is starting, everyone in the world, because mind you, contrary to popular belief. That's me, brother. Contrary to popular belief. Showing love because we Israelites. Hey, I'm just a quick testimonial. The PPA guy, and anybody know about Philly? No, you good, brother. You good, brother. Anybody know anything about Philly? PPA is like the devil out here. The brother see me preaching. He pointed at my car like, "This you?" I said, "Yeah." He just walked off. And I already know he see us doing what we doing. He just, that was love. All praise to Yahweh Shem Shah. But I'm saying all this is because like the world is starting to hate Esau and see Esau for what he is, right? Everyone is starting to notice the small hats are not the people of the Bible, and that the policies and the regime, the people who control the earth, are not handling it the right way. That's why it says in the scriptures, it says, when the wicked are in rule, the people mourn. Right? But then what's the reverse of that? When the righteous are in war, what? The people rejoice. So everyone in their spirit is looking for a regime change. Right? Everyone's looking for a regime change. And everyone is looking for a regime change in their spirit. Right? And this is a change that is coming sooner than what you believe. Salakia. Sooner than what you believe. So I'm going to read into this article a little bit, and then we're going to pull some precepts. I just wanted to get this out because this is like news that's going on. It says, a senior Israeli minister has called Iran a legitimate target in the ongoing and expanding war in the Middle East. Economy Minister Nir Barkat has told The Telegraph that there are fears arising of an armed conflict with Tehran. Tehran is the Iranian. It says, Iran is a legitimate target for Israel, said Barkat. They will not get away with it. The head of the snake is Tehran. My recommendation is to adopt the strategy that President Kennedy used in the Cuban Missile Crisis. What he basically said then was a missile from Cuba will be answered with a missile to Moscow. The minister added, referring to the 1962 standoff between the United States as the USSR and Soviet Union. So basically what he's saying is, if missiles keep being fired out from Yemen, or if any Iranian militias keep shooting missiles into Israel, then they're going to just shoot missiles directly at the Iranian capital, straight into Iran. So, you want to shoot missiles here? We're going to shoot missiles at your homeland. This is a threat that is not welcomed by what the Arab world.
It's like took down Hannibal.
Well, no, they took down Hannibal because that's a whole nother story.
Yeah, he went to his army, went to the main, and they went behind him, went to hit him with homeland.
No, Hannibal. Yeah, but Hannibal's entire army was fighting on the front line, and it was actually about to defeat Rome.
Correct.
But because Rome was an empire almost worldwide, they had enough men to send troops to their homeland.
Right.
That's not the same thing.
It ain't?
No.
Oh, shit. Okay.
All right, it says, this is just more rhetoric and in every increasingly tense situation. The Middle East could explode at any moment, especially considering Barkat added that the violent war in Gaza is not being fought with enough aggression by the Israeli Defense Forces, IDF. Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, whatever his name is, who blamed Iran for standing behind the militant groups in Gaza, agrees with Barkat's assessment of Iran. So, now mind you, I've been watching a lot of podcasts and news, basically podcasts and informational pieces based on what's going on in the war of Gaza. And I've been realizing that people who are of the small hat descent truly believe that they're defending themselves when they're the aggressors. They've been the aggressors since 1948. They've been the aggressors through generation of basically exploiting these people, having them. How would you feel if you lived in North Philadelphia, and I'm going to say there's zones in Philly, most cities have zones. How would you feel if you lived in North Philadelphia and you could not leave North Philadelphia? There was barricades in all four sides, or all three sides, right? And that you could not move. You've never left your land. You've never left North Philadelphia. You've never known anything other than North Philadelphia. You've never traveled the world. The only schools you're allowed to go to, the only sites you're allowed to see is what's in your neighborhood, and that's it. And that's all you've ever gotten. And then at the same time that you were living in those conditions, right, barricaded by troops on all sides, the troops would periodically come, rape, rob, and pillage. And if they needed something out of North Philadelphia, let's say they needed to take this house right here, they would come in, knock your door in, throw you out of your house and say, now this is occupied by Israeli and you no longer live here. Find somewhere else to live. Whenever they wanted. Let's say soldiers were horny that night and they wanted your mom. Oh, you see this one Gaza shorty, she walking down the street the other day, she bad. Yo, later tonight I'm going there and run down on her. And then they're not being reprimanded for the things that they're doing. And this has been going on for generation. And just so happened, you finally come up with enough strength to start sending missiles as a retaliation. You start sending, you trying to fight out. You trying to fight your way out of fucking North Philadelphia. Let me into Northeast. Let me into South. Let me into Northwest. Let me out. And you fight your way out. And then those who you've been oppressed by then uses this as a platform to create genocide. When they shot missiles over here, even though we got the Iron Dome and none of these missiles actually hit, guess what we gonna do? This is now our excuse to go in and wipe them out because we didn't want them anyway. And this is what's going on right here. See? So, but the whole world is seeing these atrocities and seeing that America is backing them, right? So the more and more that the nakedness of these wicked Edomites are coming to the surface, the more and more the world is starting to gear up for war against them, right? The Lord is raising up the mighty men and raising the spirits, right? To what? To overthrow the regime, to overthrow the world's power. Now we know that Yahweh Shai is going to come and decimate the world's armies, but the world's armies are going to be fighting against this regime. And then, go ahead.
Yeah. Joel 3, I'm going to continue on into 11. Assemble your, start at 10 again. Beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. Mm-hmm. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, and gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Mm-hmm. So
it says, look, round yourselves all about. Why is the mighty ones coming down? Because this is prophecy, right? The mighty ones are the angels, Yahweh Shai and his armada, his entire army, right? So what it is all the nation's armies are cultivated into one major battle, which is what? World War III. World War III will be going on. World War III will be going on in the earth before Yahweh Shai gets back, right? But the Lord wants to fight at his full power, so he's going to wait till the heathen are at their full power. Right. That's why it says, cause the mighty ones to come down, because so much chaos and drama and killing going to be going on that you're going to need an even greater power to subdue the powers that are on the earth, which is Yahweh Shem Yahushua. This is what it's saying right here. All right?
Verse 12, let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, for there would I sit to judge all the heathen round about.
Now, where's the Valley of Jehoshaphat, right? The Valley of Jehoshaphat, if I'm not mistaken, is in Syria, what you would call the Middle East. Syria, Middle East, Damascus. Now, mind you, there's a prophecy saying that Damascus or Syria will be a heat, right? And right now, if you look at it, it is already a heat. It's war-torn. It's where most of the proxy wars are going on. Most of the missiles are being shot from. Most of the bases are. But look, the war of the Valley of Jehoshaphat is already brewing. This is why a lot of hopeful Israelites are basically saying, well, we hope that this is the year to end all be all, the year of Jacob's trouble, the year to end all years, right? The reason why we believe that is because if the Lord is already stirring up the masses, right? Where we already see war breaking out. America is dropping bombs in Yemen. We see the Red Sea, how there's pirates in Yemen, and America is shooting down ships. Like, when was the last time you heard about an American cargo ship being shot at with a missile? Most people wouldn't dare, because it's what, an instigating a war. You shoot with something in America, you shoot something of America's, they coming at you harder than what you shot them. But now they like, well, look, Yemen is the one shooting at the cargo ships, and they know, what did America do? America and the UN did what? They went and bombed Yemen. And you know what Yemen said? We've been getting bombed for the past 100 years anyway. What makes you think we're gonna stop? And guess what? And then vowed to bomb more shit. This is the mighty men being strong. They're standing on their feet right now, right? But this is also letting us know that the Lord is controlling the hearts of the kings. The Lord is girding everybody up. The Lord is hardening their minds, right? And getting them ready for the battle. Because the great battle will come. Mind you, once the Lord has all these armies fighting one another, and all the armies are bloodthirsty, once they're at their peak of bloodthirstiness, the Lord gonna crack the sky. Right?
Job 20.
The Lord gonna crack the sky. But at the very same time, because I believe all this is going to happen around the same time, America is going to get bombed on. Because what people are not understanding is America's going to lose World War III. America will be losing World War III. Actually, they're losing already. I just told you about the war in Ukraine. That's an American war, and America is losing completely. Actually, they probably already lost. That's why you don't really hear about it on TV. But America's going to basically be knocked off the board. So let's say this was a war games, right? America is the great superpower that everyone is trying to knock off the board. But at the same time, as they're trying to knock America off the board, all these other heathen nations are trying to supplant themselves to be the next superpower. So exactly, that's what they think. So as America's at its weakest point, they're gonna say, you know what? Fuck it. Everybody shoot their arrows, knock this shit off the board, and we get back to doing what we doing. Right. That's why the arrows are gonna be shot from the ends of the earth, and they're not gonna miss its mark. They're gonna utterly obliterate America.
That's crazy. You see the same rhetoric in like Game of Thrones and different rulers trying to knock off another to become more king of the situation. Yeah, that's crazy.
Literally what it is. Yeah. It's just the beginning of time. War has always been what? It's to impose imperialism. Every nation has tried to impose imperialism in their own little way, right? Like you got China right now trying to take Taiwan back and say that's part of us. You see, remember, Alaska was supposedly sold to us from Russia. Alaska was part of Russian territory. Putin just on national TV signed a treaty saying that Alaska is not up for sale. It's not up for sale no more. So basically, Alaska is supposed to be part of Russia. So now you got Alaska, you got Russia trying to take Alaska back.
Oh, back. Okay.
You got Alaska, you got Russia trying to take Alaska back. Okay. You got China trying to take Taiwan back, right? You got Israelis trying to take the Gaza Strip, which is not their land, and then you got America imposing their will on who they think is their territories, right? This is still all imperialism. This is how war has always been fought. It's always been over land and spoils. Think about all the wars. It's always been over land and spoils, right? So now the Lord is cultivating all of this back together. It ain't nothing new under the sun, but this is the war to end all wars, because it's going to be done so with powers that have never been seen on the earth, which is ICBM nuclear missiles. Now, don't get it twisted. I do believe, because if you read the story of Sodom and Gomorrah and the neighboring cities, I do believe the Lord used some kind of hyper-nuclear something, because it says that, because if you go over there in that area now, there's still radiation. They still find radiation, and they find shards they find glass shards in like they find glass shards and stones that are completely melted. You need so much heat.
It's still like that.
It's still like that. You need so much heat to be able to do that. And the only thing that heats up that high is something that's on a atomic or nuclear level.
Yeah.
So the Lord, obviously, the technology, you know, because the scriptures talk about how the Lord created the smiths that blow up the coals, right? The mad scientists. So the Lord gave this technology to Esau to be able to use in this day and age. But this technology was used way back then. And I'm not saying it was nuclear, but I'm saying you needed that kind of fervent heat and that amount of energy to be able to do what he did to Sodom and Gomorrah. That's why when it says if you turn back, it will turn into a pillar of salt. Do you understand how hot something has to be to instantly turn it into salt?
Yeah, that's just like some crazy shit. Where's that located? Where would that be today?
That's I'll get it for you.
Right.
I'll get it for you. But that's why I go to say all that. Get Jeremiah was at 50.
Yeah. Well, we should look for it out. Jeremiah 50, it's 50, 51 is like, you know,
Yeah. It's like, yeah. Start it.
Yep. Jeremiah 50 at the top. The word that Yahweh Shem Yahushua spake against Babylon and against the land of the Chaldeans by Jeremiah the prophet. Declare ye among the nations and publish and set up a standard, publish and conceal not. Say Babylon is taken, Bel is confounded, Murderach is broken in pieces, her idols are confounded, her images are broken into pieces. For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast.
See? So now mind you, this is obviously Babylon was destroyed, the original Babylon, but this is the Great Babylon, where we're referring to the Great Babylon. The Lord is basically saying a great army, a great army. Now mind you, the army doesn't necessarily have to just be one nation, because we know all nations are going to come together and putting Great Babylon to rest, right? We understand that wholeheartedly. And also, I wanted to bring this up. You notice how there's no bunkers in America. No, there's underground cities and stuff in America, trust me. But I'm saying, but all the rich people are buying bunkers where? Outside of America. They're not building $27 billion bunkers in America. They're building them outside of America because they understand that this place is going to go. They can read the signs on the wall, man. All right? This place is going to go. Go ahead.
It says, verse 3, for out of the north there cometh up a nation, Slack 4. In those days, in that time, saith the Lord, the children of Israel shall come, they and the children of Judah together, going and weeping. They shall go and seek the Lord their power. They shall seek as the way of Zion with their faces thitherward. Come and let us join ourselves to the Lord, and perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten. Let me see something. Hold on. I'm gonna keep on going. I see what's going on.
Yep.
My people have been lost sheep. Their shepherds have caused them to go astray. They have turned them away on the mountains. They have gone from the mountain to hill. They have forgotten their resting place. All that found them have devoured them. And their adversaries said, we have been not, because they have sinned against the Lord.
See, and that's the thing.
That's how you know to get us.
This is the thing. So there will be a point in time in the near future where Judah and Israel, right, the northern kingdom and southern kingdom are going to come back together, and they're going to, on one consent, honor and worship Yahweh Shem Yahushua, right? But this is back when they're in their rightful minds, though. This is future, right? Future prophecy. But these nations have been puffed up for so long because they believe they can get away with the atrocities that they've done against the nation of Israel. That's why you see all this. But this is why you also see that these wars are going on, because there's prophecy saying that once the gospel spread to the four corners of the earth, then the end shall come. Also, when they will wake up in the land of their captivity, meaning the Lord is, because there was a point in time where we didn't know ourselves, right? But now that we understand who we are, now that we understand that we are the true Hebrew Israelites, that we are God's chosen people, these prophecies are coming to pass because now the Lord is remembering us. He's turning his face towards us. So now he's allowing these other nations to grow weak and get puffed up for great destruction. The Lord was allowing them to kick our ass at one point because we was haughty, being insubordinate, not doing what we were supposed to do. And now that the Lord, now that we are standing up on our feet and we understand who we are, Shalom, Mak, it's Mike Allah. Shalom, Mak, Shalom, brother. Now that we understand who we are as a people, right? Because we are a people before we're placed. Now that we're standing 10 toes down, the Lord is now allowing these other nations to grow weak. And if you will, the curses are being passed on from are coming from us and being put onto the nations, man. The more and more an elect is sealed, the more and more Israelite wakes up, the more and more you'll start noticing that these other nations are crumbling. This is why they're all starting to become war torn. This is why inflation is at an all-time high. This is why so much the death toll is going up. The death toll is going up because it is revolving around you so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans, and those of Negro and Israelite descent, right? It's because you're waking up to your power, so the Lord is now renewing you. The Lord is now what? Giving us our land back, giving us our names back. And how do you have to do that? In any war known to man, since the beginning of time, the only way to get power is to do what? Take power. You have to destroy, then to rebuild. There is no, oh, it's my turn. So the Lord is allowing these nations to start to crumble, allowing these nations to get puffed up thinking that they're going to be the next superpower so they can destroy themselves, right? The Lord is allowing all of this shit to go on for our sakes. So yes, it's a fearful time that we're living in because we feel the growing pains of it too. You're going to feel it. But at the same time, those who are in the know, like the brother Micah Allah, this is a rejoicing time to be in, man. The prophets of old, our forefathers would have loved to see this day. They was asking in Matthew 24, they was asking Yahushua, so when are you going to restore the kingdom? When we going to see that? Hey, man, that ain't right now. It ain't for you to know that right now, right? But we living in a time where we can see the destruction happening. We can see the kingdom starting to grow weaker and weaker. We can see who's being puffed up. And then by prophecy, we understand that Russia is being puffed up. China is being puffed up because they're what? Leading the charge of what? The great destruction of the entire world. But remember, like the Esau would say, we're born of the phoenix. Out of fire we shall rise. No, out of the fire the Israelites shall rise. Right? Because Esau is the end of the world and Jacob is the beginning of the following. Yeah, right?
Like it also says that, Prayer Thumb will bring it out where, roughly paraphrasing, the least expected shall wear the crown.
The least expected shall wear the crown, right? Right? That's why it says, are these those who we had in derision? Right? Those we counted their lives madness, and I'm just paraphrasing. But yeah, this is why it's the ultimate comeback story. It's the ultimate underdog story, right? Everyone loves a good underdog story. Everyone loves, oh, it's the guy who's been. Think about it. When the year that the Eagles won the Super Bowl.
Yeah, that was the underdog thing.
It was an underdog story. For the past 3-4 years, everybody's like, oh, the Eagles ain't gonna be there. And out of nowhere, they just
lost the best quarterback, and then back up going and do the shit.
It was a beautiful underdog story.
It was.
Now the Israelites are a beautiful underdog story because no one remembers us when we ruled the earth. No one give us reverence for anything we've done on this earth. From all the inventions, from all the things we've done to make everybody's lives better, no one cares about any of that because everyone only cares about what have you done for me lately, right? But the Lord, right, is girding us up. The Lord is preparing us to be future rulers and a royal priesthood, right? And he's literally allowing these other nations to get so puffed up in their shit that when we finally get our crowns and we take our rightful place on top of the hill, they're going to have so much shame come over them. So much shame come over them. Most nations under the earth hate so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans. Indians fucking hate us. They're racist as all hell. I'm not black, I'm brown. Asians are some of the most racist motherfuckers. Oh, white is better because it's clean. White people, we already know how they feel about us. We are Hamites. I got an African that works at my job right now. I hired him. His name is Usum. I don't know how to say that. Usuyami Bemi. Bro, crazy ass name. And he literally told me to my face, he said, yo, man, most of my family don't like black people. And you know what I said to him? I said,
that makes sense.
That makes sense. Yeah. I didn't even get mad. I said, okay. They don't bother me. They don't bother me because I already know who they are.
You also got to look at it. You know, when Israelites flee after 70 AD, we became a great nation in their land.
Well, not even that. Before that, when we were carving out our land, we was banging their heads on rocks.
Yeah, that's another thing too. Salaki.
So you gotta understand the hatred that Africans have of the so-called Negro descent is warranted. It's warranted. It's like, no, we've been fucking y'all up.
Dang, you know what, bro? They actually, you know, like, I would not be surprised if their ancestors are telling them the great atrocity that they suffered, like how Samson knocked off 1,008 men before, or how David was wrecking shop at them.
They're probably not. Remember,
documented.
The reason why it's documented in the scriptures.
Well, true. I'm just saying.
But I would say it might not be their history, because one of the first things I said was, Psalms 83. Psalms 83. Psalms 83. Yep. Because the reason why I say it might not be in their history, right? Because one thing is this: whoever wins a war writes the history books. True. There was a point in time that, because biblical history, this history is us winning the wars. But this is us winning the wars. The Lord send go into this land, kill everything. Man, woman, children, cattle, everything. Don't keep nothing. Go into this land, kill everybody, keep all the marriageable wives. You keep the donkeys and shit. You keep this. You can take some spoils. Over here, don't touch shit. Burn it all down.
Get rid of all that.
Guess what? If the Lord sends us somewhere that we burn everything down, how is there anybody left to even write the history? The only history you're going to see is those who win the war. We won the war, so you hear about it in our book, in our history, right? So you got to understand something, like the brother just brought out, Psalms 83. All the nations hate thee. They made a tumult about thee, right? A big ruckus. Tumult is like a big ruckus. Like, what the fuck we going to do with these niggas? Yo, man, they've been rape, rob, pillaging. When their power, when they would break with their power, because remember, it was a point in time where we were the superpower. It wasn't Egypt, it was us. This is what you're not understanding. During the times of because Egypt was a superpower beforehand, but who taught the Egyptians everything they know, right? We did. Well, Joseph. I mean, our forefather. I mean, I'm just throwing it out there. But then once we started carving out our own shit, right? Matter of fact, even before that, because our forefather Abraham, when Abraham was going around, Abraham, and Lot, and all them, when they was they was rich as all hell. But then when the Lord started to put up on our feet, to 12,000 men from each tribe, and we started going ham and started literally carving. Like, yo, think about it. Millions of people live in this land, and the Lord, like, yo, build your army up. You gotta go clear this out.
Get rid of all of them.
Go get rid of all that. You understand what?
That's for sure.
We literally did what supposed the small hats are doing right now. We literally did what Esau did to the Native Americans. We literally did what they're doing to the people in Congo. We literally did all those things. It's the art of war. So, because I understand all these things, I can understand the hate that comes with it. And also, they don't have a power. How would you feel if you've been worshiping fucking straws and fucking and animals and shit? You worship fucking what they worship over in India? Monkeys. You worship elephants and monkeys, or cows, right? They're like, the cow is so sacred that they don't eat beef. I'm like, but I go over there, yo, give me one of these.
Let me
get some.
Let me get
bro,
that, big dog.
You gotta understand all these things, man.
Yeah, Judah 5:20, and also going into we was going into this Jeremiah. Matter of fact, let me bring it out because that's why they was coming at us. It says, now therefore, my Lord and Governor, Judah 5:20. If there be any error against his people, and they sin against their power, let us consider that this shall be their ruin, and let us go up, and we shall overcome them. And then when you go back into Shalom for that, brother, when you go back into Jeremiah 50 and 50 and it's 7. It says, all that found them have devoured them, and their adversary said, we offend not, because they have sinned against the Lord, the habitation of justice, even the Lord, the hope of their fathers. And that lets you know that Yahweh Bashim, Yahweh, especially Yahweh, was on the scene, or everybody knew who he was back then.
Everybody,
that's how they know that
everybody knew the name of Yahweh.
Yep.
Everyone knew the name of Yahweh, and everyone knew that Yahweh was a man of war. Because when he raised his people up, right? The whole story Exodus. I ain't gotta get into that. And then they finally came into their own land. And they finally came, and then the Lord told us 12,000 men from each tribe, and then we built our army. Everyone knew that we went around conquering in the name of Yahweh. right? This is way before we said Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. It was in the name of Yahweh. We was going around like, all right, well, Lord, what you want us to do? Go over here, kill everything. The women, if they marriageable, keep them, shave their heads, let them mourn for 30 days, and then go pop them. Bro, you think the Israelites wasn't brutal at that point? It was sport.
Yeah, it was sport.
The Lord is a man of war.
It was sport, though.
So we can't have tears in our eyes for any other nation other than ours, because these other nations are doing exactly what they're supposed to do. Domination, bro. Domination. The only difference is, the only thing is everybody. Khan, I can bring that out. Y'all notice every time we come out here, it's a fucking ambulance. Every single camp, there's an ambulance that go by. Fucking, I can't stand this place. Yeah, 2 Chronicles 20 and 29. And the fear of the Most High was on all the kingdom of those countries when they had heard that the Lord fought against the enemies of Israel. Beautiful. You're absolutely right, man. Everybody feared Yahweh Bashem Yahushua. In this case, it was Yahweh at the time. It says Malachi 1 and 14. But cursed be the deceiver, which have in his flock a male and voweth and sacrifices unto the Lord a corrupt thing. For I am a great king, saith Yahweh of hosts, and my name is dreadful among the heathen.
Yeah.
Everybody knew. They be like this. People used to be like this. Don't say that. Don't say that name.
Don't say that shit.
Don't say that name, man. They might pop up on us.
Or when Abraham took Sarah to that country, and he was nervous that nobody would knew Yahweh, so he told him that was his sister. Or you brought it up?
No. When I heard this a few times too. When the prophet's on the scene, judgment comes in between. Shout out to the Akia. Yahweh. Yeah. Kind. But this is what people understand. So, and because we understand that death is not the end, right? We understand that death is not the end. So, war to the Most High is just probably pleasurable.
It is.
Because all the spirits got to come back to him anyway. Dust to dust, ashes to ashes, right? He like, man, come on, man. You can leave that body behind. Bring your ass up here. How that feel? Yeah, man. Mind you, our men of renown. We had warriors in. You understand something about the Hebrew Israelites? We were natural warriors, right? We were warriors that we delighted. Now, you don't think King David killed tens of thousands. King Saul was upset because he didn't kill as many.
Yeah, and women was putting stamps on it.
So you got to understand something. You're right, but you got to understand something. We glorified in the destruction of these other nations.
Right.
So why do you think why do you think they glorified the destruction of ours? The only difference is we gonna get the last laugh, right? We gonna get the last laugh, man. And that's why the Lord has written so much in this book about the destruction of our enemies, man. Fierce warriors, brother. Yeah, what type of time? King David, King David's. First of all, you got to think about King David's, and I'm gonna say marvelous men. You got to think about King David's like elite force. We had elite forces, but then King David might send like, I need 4 of y'all. Come with me. Me and 4 others.
Samuel 23. Read that shit.
Yeah, bro.
One brother with a spear was knocking off 1,000.
Bro,
like
brawling.
Whoa.
Bro, you gotta think.
David's homies was crazy.
Remember,
it was crazy.
Everybody seen the movie Troy, right? Everybody seen the movie Troy, right? And if you've seen the movie Troy, you remember when the bull threw the spear?
Oh, Achilles.
No, the one bull threw the spear at Achilles, and it was like real strong. But then Achilles threw it, and it.
Yeah.
I heard forefathers probably used to throw spears, kill 10 motherfuckers in one spear. Like,
yeah, he did.
How many you could get?
He did.
Whew. And that shit said, ding, 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 ding. Bro, you gotta understand something.
When David went to war, not only was he out of fucking pocket, his homies was out of pocket. He had spiritual power too.
Yeah, man. The Lord. Remember, I shall teach thy fingers to fight.
Yeah.
Oh, come on, man.
That's the.
But bro, like you sitting there, don't know how to do nothing, and all of a sudden the Lord downloading your head the arts of war, and you out here.
Yo, low key, I don't want to get on topic, but when you meditate on that, Psalms 144:1, yo, you got to understand that the Israelites' combat ability was on another level. They combat like blocking and quickness and being able to. Bro,
hey brother, brother, we the same way. I'll read stories about
yeah, bro,
about our exploits,
bro,
about our
forefathers'
exploits,
yeah.
and it'll literally be like, yo, Mind you, you could turn the TV on and watch any fucking sport and just watch the exploits of our brethren now, and you go, damn.
Hey, Micah Allah, keep it 1,000. Keep it 1,000. When you read the scriptures, it don't really do a good job. It kind of dumb it down verbally. But think about it. Samson had 2 pieces of a jaw ass, and he knocked down 1,000, right? But you gotta remember, that's 1,000 brothers coming at him men coming at him one time. You gotta understand his dip ability, his being able to his reflexes, how to
my man had ultra instinct, bro.
Yeah, ultra bro.
The reason why, because they coming at him with swords and spears,
and he knocking all that off.
With a jawbone, a donkey head jawbone. Bro, I'm sorry to tell you.
Shit was like Matrix of Neo 2, bro.
Bro,
like,
I wouldn't even be able to. Literally, when we get to the kingdom, we're gonna be able to turn on Heaven 2. I want to be able to play that shit back. Yo, pull up the Samson Jones.
It's no fucking way.
Oh, I want to be able to see it. You know, but go back to 50. You're still in that. But I say, this all started with us talking about war and how the heathen are getting prepared for the great war to come, right? Because remember, it says the Lord. It says the great war is going to cause the mighty men to come down. The Lord is going to come down and fight against the heathen's armies when they're at their full strength, not when they're at their weakest, because the Lord want to show His power. The Lord want to get his get back, man. All right, go ahead.
This is Jeremiah 50, continuing on verse 8. Remove out of the midst of Babylon and go forth out of the land of Chaldeans, and be as the he goats before the flocks. For lo, I will raise and cause to come up against Babylon an assembly of great nations from the north country, and they shall set themselves in array against her. From thence she shall be taken. Their arrows shall be as of a mighty expert man. None shall return in vain.
See, so the Lord is. This is why I said in World War III, America is going to be getting wiped off the face of the earth while World War III is still going on. You got to understand something. World War III is going to be going on because they already talking about World War III starting in the Middle East. They say World War III is going to start in the Middle East, which is also where the Valley of Jehoshaphat is. I just told you Syria, Damascus area around there where proxy wars and wars are going on. So we already know the Lord is already cultivating that. And if you don't believe in the scriptures, how can you refute this? This is what it says, and this is what's literally happening right now. I'm sorry, but what are you saying to me right now? Right? But it also lets us know that all the world's armies are going to turn on Great Babylon all at one time.
Yeah, they're going to be at an array. That's fearful, bro.
Straight battle array, mighty archers, and they're not going to miss their mark. And what are those archers going to be doing? Shooting them ICBM missiles to the ends of the earth, because you know what it is? The UN is already upset with America, but they still following suit because they're part of those treaties. But everyone's starting to see the atrocities of Israel. Everyone's losing money. This war has destroyed a lot of people's economies. Even China's economy has been taking a crazy dip. The British economy is taking a dip.
Yeah, it is.
Import, export, everything is taking a dip. And it's all because America pushed everybody into this, because America pushed everybody into this war because of their own personal exploits. The elites of the world want the New World Order, and they understand, and most of those elites are where? In America. And I would say over in Rome, Vatican, all that, but that's the umbrella, right? The elites of Esau, if you will, right? But these nations are going to realize that, yo, bro, all of this shit is happening because of them. We fucked up right now because of them. Y'all fucked up because of them. All this is fucked up because of them. Yo, you know what? Fuck them. And everybody going to say, dude.
It's already at that point. We just waiting for those, wait for those certain, there's got to be something catastrophic, like we keep saying, to happen first. Something got to be, super scattered.
It says chillingly, Pike then predicted a third world war, which he said must be fomented by taking advantage of the differences caused by the adjuncture of the Illuminati between the political Zionists and the leaders of Islamic world. Yeah, they predicted this war. There was an agenda to attack the Middle East over 20 30 years ago. It was like a long time, probably more than that. They already said the only way to create the New World Order is to destabilize the Middle East, and then there would be like you just brought out, that it would have to be a war between Israel and the Middle East or the Arab nations.
Yeah, right.
It says the leaders of the Islamic world, he continued, the war must be conducted in such a way that the Islam, the Muslim Arab world, and political Zionists, the state of Israel, mutually destroy each other.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah.
You got to mutually destroy each other. Right? And what are we seeing right now? Israel is already talking about it. Iran is now, they're about to go into the old Cold War effect. Iran is now a target because in Yemen, this is why Israel and America were bombing in Yemen, because Iranian-backed militias are basically fighting proxy wars in Israel, shooting missiles over there, as well as during along the Red Sea. They basically, I'm not gonna call them pirates, but the militias are attacking merchant ships that are supposed to bring in supplies to Israel,
right.
and also for American cargo ships that are bringing in goods. So it's messing up commerce, right?
Yeah.
Guess what? It's already forcing that war. Everything that they said they wanted to happen is actually happening, right? These things are actually happening. So we know that we're already at a point of no return, because there's no turning back from this. America already lost face, and I brought this out earlier, lost face in Ukraine. America, no one takes America serious, because America just lost a war in Ukraine. And yes, that was an American war. However you want to call it, America was sending the most military. We sent over troops. We sent over money, billions and billions. We sent over missiles, tanks, everything. And guess what? Russia still was saying, fuck all that. It's still clean house, man. So no one's taking America serious. But everybody sees the wickedness that's going on. These Arab nations like, yo, we got all the money, the oil, everything they motherfuckers need. Do we really need them no more? No. So guess what? This great dispute that's happening, right? Wake up the mighty men. The Lord is cultivating this entire thing for a great destruction to come, man. You know what?
Yep, it says, verse 10, and Chaldea shall be a spoil, all that spoil her shall be satisfied, saith the Lord, because ye were glad, because ye rejoice, O ye destroyers of my heritage, because you are grown fat as the heifer at the grass, and bellow as bulls. Your mother shall be sore confounded, she that bare you shall be ashamed.
And who's that mother?
Great Britain, right?
That's Great Britain. See, this prophecy is beautiful, because it's already been coming out where Britain has already been upset. Switzerland, Britland, all that United Kingdom shit, they all been kind of like, damn, the fuck now? They're going to be ashamed of you. That's why they even going to have hands in killing you. Like, bro, we got to put them out, bro. They fucking everybody up in everything. Because it's going to be a point in time where these other nations that are allied with America are not going to want to be associated. Like, yo, I ain't had nothing to do with that. That nigga, yo. Because the world is going to be destroying those who are joined hands with them as well. This is why I said Israel is going to be wiped off the face of the earth, right along with America. Even though it only talks about missiles hitting this place, I can guarantee it, missiles going to hit Israel too.
Yeah.
Them ICBM missiles going to hit that place over there too.
Take one of those.
It's a small sliver. It's only going to take one. But it also going to take us for one person. Even if you try to, let's say the Iron Dome tries to shoot it out of the sky. First of all, you can't even shoot that out of the sky. You know how fast a freaking ICBM nuclear missile goes?
They dumb fast.
That's not the same, bro. It's not the same as it's a ballistic missile. It's a different fucking thing. Go ahead.
It says, your mother shall be sore confounded, she that bare you shall be ashamed. Behold, the hindermost of the nations shall be a wilderness, a dry land, and a desert. Because of the wrath of the Lord, it shall not be inhabited, but it shall be wholly desolate. Everyone that goeth by Babylon shall be astonished, and hiss at all her plagues. Here goes the big dog. Put yourselves in array against Babylon round about, all ye that bid in the bow. Shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she hath sinned against Yahweh Bashem Shah. Shout against her round about.
And how did Great Babylon sin against Yahweh Bashem Shah? Multiple reasons, man. Sin against Yahweh Bashem Shah, what, touching the apple of his eye, which is people. Profaning his heritage, his
iconoclasm,
his heritage, his image, his words, basically trying to get rid of him in the entire world, because what, they got rid of him in the schools. They've been trying to ostracize people. They changed all his ordinances. They make everything that's good bad, and everything that's bad good. This is complete an attack against Yahweh Bashem Shah himself.
It's like you can't make this up, bro. It's specifically and only that way.
Yeah, like he's like you literally are going against the Lord himself. Like, I created you, but you can sit here and spit in my face. oh yeah, you gotta get what's coming. And this is literally what's happening. So this is why the Lord says, yo, I'm going to use them for my vengeance. And he's still going to let Yahweh Shah come down. The Lord, Yahweh going to be on his throne the whole time on Heaven 2 watching the whole thing.
Watching the whole John, like, yeah, this shit
My
crazy.
son, handle what I told you to
That's
handle.
gonna be a banging ass movie, dog. Or an action type of situation.
Nah, bro, it's, it's amazing, man.
It's going to be all that.
Go ahead.
Verse 16, cut off the sower from Babylon and him that handleth the sickle in the time of harvest. For fear of the oppressing sword, they shall turn everyone to his people, and they shall flee everyone to his own land.
So fear of the oppressing sword, right? The fear of the oppressing sword is actually nuclear, and the reason why is all these people are gonna be getting threatened with, yo, they might be attacking America. They might be attacking America. They might be attacking America with ICBM nuclear missiles. Everybody's gonna be trying to go to their own lands. Yo, let's get the hell out of here. Let's go where we need to go. Let's go back to where Indians and China. Where everybody's gonna be trying to flee out of this place because of what? The impending doom. Go ahead. Where you just left off at?
All right, so it's going into Israel right now. Israel is a scattered sheep. The lions have driven him away.
Yo, people gonna give up this. Yo, it says everyone shall tremble, and every knee shall bow.
That shit ain't gonna be good,
that shit, yo, bro.
That shit ain't gonna be good.
I'm a prostrate. I'm gonna be trembling until I'm a prostrate.
No. When Yahweh Shah come back, brothers getting beamed up. Lord willing, we get part of that number, and we can watch that shit from
as soon
there.
as I start feeling the freaking, it's just the whole world's gonna shake. Bro, man, I'm gonna get right down. Like, is this the Lord? Is this the Lord? Go ahead.
It says, we left off that. Israel, verse 17, Israel is a scattered sheep. The lions have driven him away. First the king of Assyria have devoured him, and last this Nebuchadnezzar, king of Babylon, have broken his bones. Therefore thus saith the Lord of hosts, Yahweh of Israel, behold, I will punish the king of Babylon in his land, and I have punished the king of Assyria.
You leave on that.
Yeah, yep.
You leave on that. Because that's going to the original Babylon. Right? But I go to say all this is, man, the Lord is cultivating this great war that's to come, man. Right? Yeah, bro. I'm a prostrate, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
You gonna look ferocious.
Ferocious ain't the word for it, bro. First of all, we like to say the father shit. But first of all, it says all eyes shall see.
Yeah, bro.
What? And then you gonna think you're gonna have these freaking chariots. You're gonna think the father ship might open up, and then thousands of chariots might come off that joint, or chariots gonna be all hovering around it, man.
Well, you can read that in Zechariah 6.
So
man, it's gonna go down like that,
bro. It's gonna be like, hold the fuck up, bro.
It's gonna be
hold the fuck up, bro.
It's gonna be something out of control.
You got to think of how many people are atheists. Remember, the growth of atheism has been growing exponentially over the past couple of decades. More and more people are no longer caring about the Lord. They think, oh, universe and everything happens by chance and everything's science. So the Lord, when He come back and they see this, people are gonna be like, what is this? They not even gonna believe in the Lord, man.
Shalom, brother.
Shalom, shalom, shalom. So, look, we have a lot that's that we're looking forward to. Like I said, this is a time for us to be rejoicing, seeing these nations crumble and fight each other, man. The more and more I turn on the TV and I hear about another bomb went off somewhere else other than I don't give a flying fuck. All these wars, keep them the fuck coming. Oh, it was genocide going on. All right, well, we do know that in the Gaza Strip, there's a lot of our actual people there. There's a lot of Israelites over there. That's another reason why they're going so fucking hard over there. So that's another thing. So I pray for my brothers and sisters, but they in their wrong minds anyway. They all Muslims. So the Lord will have to clean that out anyway. But at the end of the day, all these wars going on and all this the death toll going up and up, just understand that this is the Lord's work, man. And because it's the Lord's work, man, we got to rejoice in the fact that the more and more judgment go out, the closer we are to the kingdom, man. So with that, we want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rekapadah, the honor to the elders and the apostles, and shalom to the elect, and shalom to all you brothers and sisters on the comment board. Peace and safety to you and your families.